Alright, so I've been having a bit of an identity crisis. Ooh. As per normal every year right after Christmas. But don't worry, this isn't something new. I'm familiar with it. And it usually comes in the form of reminiscing upon my channel's progression and revitalizing the direction I'll be headed. Like, I want to re-inspire myself to keep going forward, to fight the good fight, to put my unique skills and creativity to good use. So what are my New Year's resolutions for 2025? And where am I steering this YouTube channel going forward? We'll find out soon, but first, it's not just me that's currently caught up in all this identity drama. So to jump right in, we all kind of know that Call of Duty's on the downfall. It's in a rough spot, and as of recording this video on Steam charts in December, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is at a 43% decline in player numbers. Like, we are rapidly approaching just half the player base dropping off after the second month this game's been out. And as a quick reminder, Steam charts isn't just covering Black Ops 6, no, it's not even just covering Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Steam charts is covering all of these different games and modes across the CoD hub in 2025. So in other words, this decline is a disaster. And while the actual number of players might be different from Steam charts to the PlayStation Store to the Xbox Store and Game Pass, the amount of people on Steam charts is enough data to assume a similar correlation of percentage is leaving these console platforms too. So what is exactly the cause of all this? Well, I believe that it has to do with the identity of not only Call of Duty, but Call of Duty's community as a whole too. For far too long has Activision, or whoever the puppeteers are over at Call of Duty, for far too long have they been muddying the waters, blurring the lines between what Call of Duty is and what Call of Duty isn't. We're actually at this point where Call of Duty isn't just 6v6 multiplayer with 4-player co-op and zombies anymore, with a little dash of campaign, but it's also now 2v2, 3v3 gunfight, 32v32 ground war, 10v10 war, 150 player battle royale, freaking 3-player zombies on the largest zombie map ever. I have no idea why they thought 3-player zombies was a good idea in MW3. And they also got 3-player raids and 24/7 meat grinders. So yeah, what I just spouted in the past 20 or so seconds probably sounded like a lot of word salad, but the point is that it is no longer a concise 2 to 3 things. Nowadays, CoD feels like it focuses in so many new areas, and most vocal players think that they've overstayed their welcome. Just the other day, I saw Replay Mode upload a video on how Warzone needs to change. Replay Mode is mostly a channel that focuses on funny skits, news, and dabbles here and there into controversies, but even he, a creative multiplayer connoisseur, was talking about the decline of Warzone. And we all deep down know why it's in this decline.
It was money. They wanted money. That was why they wanted to make more money.
Prioritizing short-term profits instead of making a good, long-lasting game to begin with is why we are here. Taking shortcuts with AI to kill off voice actors and zombies, kill off real artists making your calling cards and emblems, and who knows what else. Literally disrespecting your premium Call of Duty players that spent a good freaking $90 Canadian on your game. Forcing us, the premium users, to earn less COD points through battle passes than usual? What's up with that? And forcing us to buy progression systems for events that would otherwise have been free in previous Call of Duty games. Alongside all of the skin advertisements in the shop and the black sell and the regular battle passes every single season. Like, we're just back to the times when Activision put more of a focus on profit through pay to win instead of genuine fun, fair gameplay and immersive experiences that sell. Part of gameplay is player progression, so when you strip that away, people get equally pissed off. Like, I play COD to enjoy the game. I'm not playing to be a guinea pig in your sick, twisted manipulation shop that's meant for kids. This used to be an M for military franchise, and of course mature. But it's not just that. Like, I've noticed the rise and the fall of gore as technology has gotten better. But there's just less of this gore in gaming as their target audience has downgraded yet again to children. Previously, they wanted to get children into gambling, but since that didn't work out, they're trying the next best thing, which was microtransactions in Fortnite. The reason microtransactions sell so well in Fortnite is because they are targeted towards kids, and kids like a specific type of visual, which Call of Duty was not originally about. This franchise was known for being keywords gritty and realistic. That franchise is now focused on unicorn parts and skins that look like this. Day 1, and this is what Black Ops 6 looked like. Day 0, or maybe negative 100 or something like that. Whatever it was, the developers even promised us that the identity of Black Ops 6 was safe with them. Number 1 priority. They had a vision and it would stay a Black Ops theme for as long as possible. The whole way through if they could. And not only that, it was at the expense of crazy shit. But where did that theme go now? Was it even here to begin with? What was this BS excuse of, don't worry, our game's identity is Black Ops? I believe many other people are just sick of it. It's not just sick of the system, it's sick of the people defending it too. We ask for a small quality of life feature such as a cosmetic filter, but we're met with people saying stuff like, Activision would never implement something like that because it costs time and money, or that CoD is silly, so get lost. You know, a cosmetic filter would be such a nice little nod to your OG players to generate just the strongest, genuine, happy bit of community trust back. You could still make money off of people wanting military outfits by making more military outfits in the shop that fit into this visual filter. But being told by your so-called fans and fellow community that developers would never do that, it's just such an obvious red flag indicator that I wish I had recognized beforehand. We are just fucked. Muddying the waters and blurring the lines over the past 7 or so years, which is about 1/3 of COD's total existence, has really changed what the Call of Duty community fundamentally is. We've had over 7 years of these expansive game modes, more and more crazy cosmetics as time has gone on, extremely ramping up with Black Ops 4, Cold War, and onwards. A decline in quality storytelling in favor of this soulless Warzone TikTok slop, and nostalgia bait. Dev teams split apart to the point a unique zombies experience isn't in every game anymore. Like, man, Infinite Warfare Zombies was something special and we just lost that. Those devs no longer are a team. And zombies nowadays, it's either a rushed Treyarch mess or what Treyarch was able to cook up with what remaining development time they had in Black Ops 6 and maybe Black Ops 7 too. And even with the remaining time that they have, it's not like zombies will be that unique anymore because people want the OG formula. If they're always chasing for the OG formula with the same Treyarch devs making zombies over and over and over every single year, we'll never have another fun Infinite Warfare Zombies that takes place within movies, nor a spooky jump scary World War II zombies experience again. Activision's current development practices aren't better either. Like, EA already took some heat from telling their own players that they should get used to not owning their games, and whoop-de-doo, look at Call of Duty now, forcing every single Call of Duty on the Call of Duty hub to be online only, including Modern Warfare 2, which previously had offline compatibility. This was a retroactive change, and they claim that it's for their users to save on space, but how come I had the option to save on space in Modern Warfare 2 2022, and now I'm being forced to save on space? At the expense of not having my full game downloaded to my console, at the cost of not being able to play without logging into their servers. There's 100% an ulterior motive here that we're just not seeing quite yet. All they have to do is take down the servers for signing in, and we lose access to our campaigns, our multiplayers, our third modes, the solo experience in these third modes. That should not be something the player has to be concerned about, especially when we are under the assumption that we own access to our $90 games. So what are we to do about this? I think that we need to redefine what our community is, what our core values are, and what our baseline is for respect. CoD used to be a series where you could hop in and have fun. There was such a low skill gap and ease of entry that anyone could play and do well, or just do their own thing. Skill-based matchmaking is something that so many people complain about at this point that I just don't see why we can't have one single playlist without it. It's not something I'd play, but it's something that the community really wants. So yeah, like we should have this playlist for casual play, but maybe this sort of playlist removes stuff like streaks, so that high skill players aren't encouraged to play it for easy gameplay and stomping on noobs. Then there should be the normal playlist, which we currently have in Call of Duty, that has skill-based matchmaking and team balancing. And then finally, we have this ranked mode for the multiplayer veterans and the people that are super serious about Call of Duty and tournaments. During the main year a COD is producing DLC content, all 3 of these main sort of multiplayer modes should be available. But once the main life cycle is over, they should just combine all into one. This one mode after the first year is over should prioritize connection and team balancing above all else. I think this is fair as most people move on to the next game after the first year is over anyways. So we still help get new players into the series when a new game drops, but you can still have the classic COD experience alongside it minus the pub stomping, for obvious reasons. As for core values, I think we need to reignite the desire to get better at the game. Grind culture needs to be demolished. That includes no more 24/7 meat grind maps. That includes no more tiny maps with horrendous spawns. Looking at you, Black Ops 6. And we need to encourage developers to not rely on nostalgia bait. Developers need to focus on new, fun games that can one day become classics in their own right. I believe Modern Warfare 2019 was the closest to doing this in the modern era, in the early Warzone era. It provided a fresh new coat of paint on the classic COD formula. And yeah, it did get a few returning maps. However, they did alter their designs and their layouts to fit the new style of game. And as for our next value, respect. When we are disrespected, like we currently are right now with Black Ops 6, we need to stop playing these Call of Duty games and look elsewhere for better games that do respect our time and money. The inability to gain a measly 300 extra COD points from each 2-month-long battle pass has got to be one of the most blatant mockeries of our playtime ever. An extra 300 was not that much anyways. Like, you can't even buy a single 2400 COD point bundle within a fucking year. If you're gaining 300 COD points every single season for 6 seasons, you will only reach 1800 maximum by the end of that game's life cycle. And then there's no more battle passes for that game. It's despicable to remove such an already pitiful reward system that requires 6 long grindy seasons of one COD, plus another 2 full seasons worth in the next year's release. For one bundle! There's like 50 others by the end of that year, but nope, can't even have one. I would say, well, we just can't have nice things, but that would be an understatement because we can't even have shitty things. We got demoted to earning less than shit. Activision and Microsoft are like, no scraps, that's too much, can't be stealing our CP currency. Oh, and that microtransaction shop on the far right tab, yeah, you see that? You see that? It's time to up those prices too. So as a result, I myself this year will not be uploading as much Black Ops 6 content that praises the game, and instead I will be talking more about other games such as X-Defiant and Infinite Warfare, a Call of Duty that came out prior to this COD hub. I'd also love to do more drawing streams on my art tablet. Some story video game streams similar to how I started Undertale in October, but I never got to finish it. I'd also like to do like Last of Us, that's another one on my list. Oh, and of course replaying old Call of Duty campaigns and multiplayer streams as well. Channel progression-wise, I want to get better at thumbnail artworks and I want to work on the pacing of my videos. I don't really have a subscriber milestone I want to reach. We'll just get to whatever we get to. The numbers don't really mean as much to me as personal growth. And as for personal goals, I want to have a better sleep schedule, one that works better for my job away from home and for my YouTube at home. Late night gaming sessions with my friends has really destroyed my energy levels for the past few years, which is like the following day is wasted. A 16-hour day just suffering because I want to play an extra 4 hours one night. It just doesn't make sense to do. While it has been fun in the moment, I just can't keep doing it. It's just not practical, and it has been something that I've recognized as a problem, impacting my real world social interactions, job tasks, and physical pain and drowsiness. I have been doing pretty good with my sleep schedule within the past year, but I think I could do better yet. I also want to collaborate with more creators, similar to how I did with Hometown Killer not too long ago. I'll leave his video linked in the description at the end of this video, and yeah, you guys can check it out. We talked about AI in Call of Duty, which I'll also have a video on this channel about that sort of topic soon too, so don't you worry. And I also just want to enjoy games that I like playing and show them off to you guys. So with that said, Happy New Year, have a good one. Here's to hoping Call of Duty and its community can recover from this identity crisis, cause the current one is fractured and full of phonies pretending that it's perfectly fine. Mistreatment of developers, artists, voice actors, and premium players is not what I consider fine. The premium Call of Duty player is just been forgotten, and we're treated like kids being exploited through most mobile games that have dark patterns to begin with. So yeah, peace out homies. I'll see you in the next one. We got my X-Defiant video incoming very soon, delivered from ya boy, Lad Knows Stuff. We also got a PSA video on my thoughts around AI and CoD, as I already mentioned, and then also a Black Ops campaign stream marathon where we start at World at War and go all the way up to Black Ops 6. There's my plan. I hope you all have a great 2025. I'll see you later. Bye.